Right now, as we give you this live look, former Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro is heading back to a Brooklyn jail after appearing before an American judge for the very first time after he was captured in Caracas in dramatic fashion over the weekend. The U.S. launching ground strikes in Venezuela's capital early Saturday morning to capture Maduro and his wife. They were loaded onto the USS Iwo Jima and sent to the notorious Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, which has also housed many infamous inmates like Sean Combs and Ghislaine Maxwell. Maduro is facing several felony charges here in the U.S., including narco-terrorism and cocaine importation conspiracy and possession of machine guns. We have team coverage following all of this. Senior correspondent Brian Entin is live in Manhattan, just getting out of that courtroom. Robert Sherman is live in the Caribbean as new power players emerge in Venezuela. But we start with Brian Entin, live outside of that Manhattan federal courthouse. Brian, you were inside of that courtroom. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, I just ran out, Nicole. The court hearing just ended a little while ago. Sometimes these first appearance court hearings can be somewhat routine and mundane, but there was nothing routine or boring about this. It was very, very interesting. Starting from the beginning, Maduro and his wife were both in court together. They were sitting at the same table. They had an attorney sitting between them. They were dressed in like navy blue prison outfits with orange shirts underneath, and it appeared that they were shackled at the ankles. They did not have handcuffs on, and I noticed that because Nicolás Maduro was taking notes throughout the entire thing. I mean, he never stopped writing throughout the entire hearing. The first thing they did is they asked Nicolás Maduro to confirm what his name was. And instead of just confirming his name, he went into this long speech, and I tried to write down everything he said as quickly as I could. He said that he was the president of Venezuela. He said that he is a prisoner of war, that he was captured and abducted, and that he is innocent. And the judge almost kind of stopped him and said, "Sir, I just need to confirm your name. This is not the time get into all of that," but you could tell he wanted to keep talking. They handed him the indictment. He said it was the first time he had the indictment in his hands, but he waived the formal reading of the indictment. They read him his rights, and he said again, "I am innocent. I am not guilty. I am a decent man. I am the president of my country." Then they moved on to his wife, Celia Maduro, and she also seemed like she wanted to talk. When they asked her name, she started talking about how she's the first lady of the Republic of Venezuela, that she's not guilty, that she is completely innocent, and she also said that she was abducted. They also asked for a consular visit, which means they want someone from the Venezuelan consular's office to come and consult with them, which they are allowed by law, so it appeared that they're going to be setting that up for them. And it was also interesting, Nicole, the lawyers representing Nicolás Maduro and his wife also referred to their capture as an abduction and said that this is going to be a complicated legal process moving forward. There's going to be a lot of filings. And when it ended, they said that they wanted to get medical care for Nicolás Maduro and his wife. Specifically with his wife, they claim that she was hurt when she was taken out by the United States, that she suffered injuries. And they said, you can tell she's got these injuries in court. I couldn't really spot any injuries on her. I don't know what they were talking about in terms of what we could actually see, but they also mentioned that she may have some broken ribs, and the judge said that they would make sure that they were able to get medical care. Nicole?
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.